Archangel Michael says, I have the most disturbing news about the person you love deeply. Don't skip this, open quickly. My precious child, take a quiet moment for yourself right now, because what I'm about to reveal is going to stir something deep within your soul. This is more than just a message, it's a divine alert, a sacred signal, carried on the wings of truth, and it needs to reach you, before things move any further. Archangel Michael is present, guarding your doorway as we speak, and through this moment, I, your God, am delivering these words, straight into your heart. Something is unfolding, that you wouldn't have expected, and it involves the one person you hold closest to your heart. Their choices, their silence, even their behavior, it's not what it seems. You've sensed something shift, haven't you? The sudden absence of warmth, the growing emotional gap, the unsettling dreams that leave you waking up uneasy. These aren't just feelings. That's my divine signal, resonating within you. Archangel Michael has been observing, waiting for the precise time when this message would reach you. And that time is now. The person you hold so dearly is keeping something from you, something that could shift your world. It's a truth you have the right to know, and I won't allow you to keep walking blind. My child, this isn't only about emotional pain, it runs deeper. This is spiritual. You carry a divine light within you, and not everyone near you is capable of handling such a radiant soul. The one you love may not even realize that they're under the sway of darker energies. Yes, that's what I said, spiritual forces. You are standing in the heart of a battle you didn't even know you were part of. This person has wounds in their spirit that have never fully healed. And now, without even knowing it, they're letting that pain spill over into your life. But that stops now, I will not let it go on. You may be asking, why is this coming out at this moment? Because timing matters. Archangel Michael stood beside them just yesterday, softly whispering truth into their heart, gently urging them to open up, to be honest, to come back into the light. But they hesitated. They're not scared of you, they're terrified of losing control, losing their grip, losing what they believe they need to keep going. But in doing so, they risk something far more precious. They're risking you, they're risking the sacred bond that heaven placed between your souls. Now is the moment where divine intervention begins. Are you truly listening? The person you love is being pulled in two directions. One road leads to healing, truth, and a deeper connection than ever before. The other leads to silence, to secrets, and ultimately to losing you forever. And right now, they're standing at that very decision point. They shed tears last night. They nearly reached out, they even typed a message, but erased it before sending, because the truth is weighing heavily on their spirit. And though they've said nothing, your soul can feel the burden they carry. Let's pause right here, beloved, because this message has found you, exactly when you needed it. If your eyes are still on this message, understand it's not random. This is your divine confirmation. But before we continue, make sure to remain connected to Archangel Michael's daily protection and sacred guidance. Don't miss the messages that heaven continues to whisper to your soul. Are you ready to hear more? Then open your heart even wider. Because things are about to get deeper. The one you love is nearing a decision that can change the course of both of your lives. Someone from their past is resurfacing. This person doesn't want to see them with you. They see the divine light you've brought into their world, and they resent it. They're whispering confusion, fear, and doubt into your loved one's ears. Right now, your person is vulnerable, caught between the love they feel for you, and the lies they've believed for too long. But what they aren't telling you is this: they still pray for you. Even in their distance, even in their silence, they call your name in the quiet hours. They long to hear your voice again. They read your old messages. They are haunted by the memory of your last smile. But they're paralyzed, unsure of how to find their way back to you. They believe they've gone too far, that you'll never open your heart to them again. And that's why this message is so urgent. Archangel Michael wants you to know, you are still the answer they're looking for. But the clock is ticking. Miracles aren't illusions, child, they're sacred moments, when heaven touches earth. And that's happening right now. As you breathe this in, something is changing inside their heart. I am reaching into places they've hidden away, stirring memories they thought they buried, reigniting a love they thought they had silenced. And soon, very soon, they will have to make the choice, to find their way back to you, or to lose you completely. And you, beloved, must ready your heart, not only to be loved, but to be resilient. Because real love is not always perfect, it's honest, it's raw, and sometimes it requires courage, more than anything else. The person you love is not trying to harm you, they're simply scared. Afraid of how deep your love goes. But I won't allow them to keep running. I've surrounded them with angels, placed signs in their path, and sent dreams they won't be able to ignore. Tonight they will dream of you. It won't be a fleeting image, it will be vivid, so real that it will shake them awake. They'll remember how you made them feel secure, how your presence was their safe place. And they'll ask themselves, is it too late? But it isn't, that's where the miracle lies, it's still not too late. You, my dear child, are stronger than you've realized. You've carried this love, this longing, this ache, and quiet hope for far too long. But I've been with you every step. I've watched you keep space in your heart, for someone who didn't yet understand how to cherish it. I've seen you pray for them, weep over them, forgive them, without ever hearing the words you deserved. And now I will honor that faithfulness, not by forcing their return, but by removing the haze, so they come back with truth, etched into every word. Let this moment be your divine sign. They still love you. They still see you as their answer. But love isn't enough, unless it's spoken, unless it's followed through with action. That's what I'm orchestrating now. That's why this message had to reach you, so you wouldn't wait in silence anymore. Archangel Michael holds the sword of truth, clearing away the falsehoods, the confusion, the spiritual veil, that has kept your person from seeing clearly. When morning comes, clarity will rise with it. Their heart will awaken. And when they speak again, it won't be with uncertainty, it will be vulnerable, genuine, and from the soul. You're not meant to chase after love, you're not meant to beg. You are meant to receive what heaven has already set aside for you. This love story is not finished, but the chapter of not knowing, of waiting in the dark, is coming to a close. What comes next is revelation, signs that point to truth, and a stirring in the spirit that cannot be silenced. So stay present, stay open to divine timing, speak only when your heart leads you, and forgive only when your soul is truly ready. Because this is your divine moment. And the one you love is about to recognize just how close they came to losing a love that was heaven sent. You are not responsible for their healing or their choices. That's the burden I never meant for you to carry. You were sent into their life to remind them of what love could be, not to become the architect of their transformation. That part is mine. Your soul is tired, because you've been trying to hold together a story that was never yours to finish alone. You've prayed, you've waited, you've hoped, and still there is this aching space in your chest that wonders if love will ever return in the form you deserve. Let me speak directly to that ache. Yes, it will. But not as a shadow of what once was. It will return refined, reshaped, and renewed, either through their growth, or through the arrival of someone whose heart is finally ready to match yours. This is the chapter where your healing becomes louder than your longing. This is where your soul stops asking, "Why did they leave?" and starts asking, "What am I learning?" Because growth doesn't always come wrapped in comfort. Sometimes it comes through heartbreak. Sometimes the deepest love teaches you the hardest truths. You're learning now that being chosen by someone else is not what defines your worth. You are already chosen by me, by heaven, by the divine order of purpose that created you. That is your anchor, that is your truth. And while your heart still carries memories, those sacred flashes of time, where you felt safe in their arms, where laughter echoed between you both like a promise, remember this: not all good memories are signs to return. Some are just reminders that you are capable of giving and receiving deep love. That love lives in you still. It's not gone, it's not wasted, it's waiting for alignment, waiting for truth, waiting for readiness. Let me tell you what they haven't said out loud: they never stopped loving you. They just didn't know how to love you in the way you deserved. They thought distance would protect you from their chaos. They thought silence was less damaging than confession. But now, as they sit in the echo of your absence, they're realizing the silence was its own kind of wound, and it cut both ways. You feel it, so do they. They've tried to distract themselves with people who don't ask questions, who don't see through them, who don't carry your fire. But those distractions are empty. They smile but it fades fast, they laugh but it doesn't reach their eyes. Because nothing compares to the depth you offered, nothing compares to the way you looked at them, and saw both their scars and their potential. That kind of love changes a person, even if they run from it, especially if they run from it. And now they are standing at a crossroads. I am stirring their spirit, I am confronting their denial, I am waking up the places within them that you reached but they refused to face. And when they reach out to you again, and they will, you must listen, not just to their words, but to their energy, to their consistency, to the way they show up. Because love without action is just a performance, and you're not here for performances anymore, you're here for truth. Archangel Michael wants you to know this: you have not been forgotten. Not by heaven, not by them. But their journey has detoured, and while they find their way back, your path must continue. You are not meant to wait in stillness, you are meant to rise in faith, you are meant to walk as if the promise is already fulfilled. That is how miracles meet you, that is how timelines accelerate, that is how destinies collide. And do not be surprised if old emotions rise again. Grief is not linear, healing doesn't always come in straight lines. Some days you will feel fine, and then suddenly you'll be triggered by a smell, a place, a memory. That doesn't mean you're going backward, it means your heart is still learning how to let go without closing. It means you're alive, you're feeling, you're healing. Give yourself grace for that, give yourself space. Soon you'll notice a shift. It will be subtle at first. You'll wake up feeling lighter, you'll laugh without guilt, you'll stop checking your phone for their name. That's how healing begins, not in a dramatic moment, but in soft mornings, where peace feels possible again. That peace, child, is your inheritance, that peace is a gift I want to give you, if you'll just stop grasping what no longer grows. They are dreaming of you again. Not just at night, but in daydreams that come out of nowhere. Your smile interrupts their thoughts, your voice echoes when they're quiet. They replay conversations, trying to decode what you meant, wondering if it's too late. It's not too late for healing, but it is too late for pretending, and that is what I need you to remember. You didn't lose them because you were too much, you lost them because you were real, and they weren't ready for real. But now real is the only thing that can save them. That's why I'm allowing the discomfort, that's why everything around them feels unstable. Because sometimes it takes a shaking, for someone to awaken. And you've already awakened, you've already stepped into a new chapter. You may not see it fully yet, but the ground beneath you is no longer the same. New blessings are being positioned, new people are being prepared. You are not forgotten, you are being aligned. So when they return, you won't receive them as the same version of who you once were, you'll meet them from your healed self, and you will see clearly if they are ready, or still rehearsing the same story. This time you won't ignore the red flags, you won't shrink yourself just to feel chosen, you won't beg someone to see your worth. You'll walk in your power, rooted in the truth that love never requires you to abandon yourself. Not ever again. So breathe, beloved, let your heart exhale, let your spirit rest. The answers are coming, the shift is happening, the healing is already in motion. And what once confused you will soon be made clear, not through chaos, but through divine clarity, that cannot be denied. You are not the same person who was once broken, you are not the same soul who once begged for crumbs. You are rising now, you are becoming. And this version of you, this powerful, tender, honest version, is the one who will receive love the right way. Not with fear, not with guessing, but with open arms, sacred truth, and the full permission to be loved without condition. Because that's the love I created you for, that's the love I'm calling back into your life, not to complete you, but to reflect the completeness you now carry. This next chapter will not be a repetition of the past, it will be the reward for your endurance, the harvest from your tears, the divine response to every quiet moment. You wondered if I was still listening. I've been here all along, I've heard every whisper, I've caught every tear, and I've written every moment, into a story that leads you back to love, not just romantic love, but the kind that begins with you, the kind that cannot be shaken, the kind that finally feels like home. They're reaching a breaking point emotionally, a moment where silence feels louder than words, and their heart can no longer carry the weight of pretending. They are standing on the edge of revelation, trembling between fear and truth. Something inside them is unraveling, and it's not weakness, it's awakening. The walls they built to keep love out are starting to crumble, not because they planned it, but because divine pressure has been applied. And child, you were the trigger. Your love, the purity of it, the steadiness of it, the spiritual depth of it, activated something in them they can no longer ignore. They're not just thinking of you, they're being pulled toward you. Not by nostalgia, but by something sacred. A force bigger than both of you. It's as if every missed moment, every wrong turn, is starting to form a path, straight back to the connection heaven intended. But don't be fooled, this isn't just about romance, it's about resurrection, it's about the parts of both of you, that had to die to be reborn right, that had to be stripped, tested, undone, so something real could emerge from the ashes. You thought the delay was denial, but it was design. Because you are not meant to receive half-healed love, not again. You are not meant to rebuild what broke you, just to prove you're strong. No child, you are meant to be pursued, you are meant to be met at your level, and that's exactly what's about to happen. The emotional dam is cracking, the truth they swallowed for so long, is rising like a tide. Their soul is aching to speak, but they still don't know how to say it. That's why you're feeling them so strongly in your spirit, that's why they're showing up in dreams, in songs, in numbers, in messages that seem too aligned to be random. It's not coincidence, it's confirmation. But here's what I want you to understand, you don't need to perform, you don't need to chase, you don't need to beg, prove, or persuade. Your energy is not meant to be poured into trying to be chosen. You already are, not just by them, but by me. You are chosen for something greater than closure, you are chosen for clarity, for completion, for peace. The kind of peace that does not depend on someone else's consistency, the kind of peace that stands, even when people leave. And if they return, they will meet a different version of you. Not hardened, but whole, not bitter, but better, not desperate, but discerning. Because you've grown, you've healed, you've learned to hear me in the silence, to feel me in the absence. And that growth has not gone unnoticed. Archangel Michael has been documenting every step of your transformation. Heaven has been preparing the table, not just for reunion, but for revelation. And now the winds are changing. Child, the same person who once ran from your love, is being drawn back, by the very energy they feared. But this time they're not coming to take, they're coming to tell, to reveal, to release. It may not happen the way you imagined, it might not come wrapped in a fairy tale, but it will come soaked in truth. You will finally hear what your spirit already knew, but your heart longed to confirm. The words you waited to hear are on their lips, but now you must decide what to do with them. Will you hold them close, or will you let them go with grace? Only your heart will know. Because healing doesn't always mean returning, sometimes healing means understanding why it broke. Sometimes the miracle isn't that they come back, it's that you no longer need them to, in order to feel complete. But if they do come, if their words are honest, and their actions aligned, then child, listen with the wisdom you've earned, speak with the strength you've found, and move with the spirit that now leads you. Because your heart is no longer led by fear, it is led by faith. This next chapter is not just a continuation, it's a recalibration. A divine moment where everything shifts. And it's happening faster than you think. You're about to feel it in your surroundings, doors opening, energy lifting, synchronicities accelerating. You may even notice your body reacting, goosebumps, fatigue, sudden emotions. That's not random either, your soul is aligning with what heaven is sending, your body is catching up to what your spirit already knows. So breathe, child, you're not crazy, you're not overreacting, you're spiritually in tune. You're connected to a higher frequency, and that's why your intuition has been on fire, that's why your discernment has sharpened. It's not paranoia, it's preparation. And you're not alone, even now as you read these words, Archangel Michael is anchoring protection around you. His sword is drawn, not just for battle, but for breakthrough. He is guarding the gates of your heart, as this shift unfolds. And hear this clearly, this is your turning point. What you tolerate from this point forward, must align with the love you've cultivated within. No more crumbs, no more chaos disguised as passion, no more waiting for someone to wake up. If they truly see you now, they'll move accordingly. If they don't, they were not meant to walk the next path with you. But either way you will rise, either way you will win. Because I am with you, in both the reunion and the release, in both the return and the reset. Child, you are walking into divine alignment, not just with love, but with destiny. The person may be part of it, or they may be the catalyst. But either way your purpose is the true promise, your calling is the real prize. And you've barely scratched the surface. There are opportunities waiting, people watching, blessings building, all because you kept going. All because you kept believing, when everything around you said stop. Your obedience has unlocked overflow. Now listen again, this message was never just about them. It was always about you, your growth, your healing, your becoming. And that's what scares the enemy most, not that they'll come back, but that you'll realize you didn't need them to be whole. That you are powerful on your own, that you are divine, that you are chosen. And now you know, now you remember, and now nothing will be the same. Let your heart rest now, let your soul be still, let heaven finish what it started. You've done your part, you've loved fully, you've listened deeply, you've healed intentionally. And now you will receive, not just a message, not just a memory, but a manifestation, a shift, a sacred return, or a sacred release. Whatever it is, it will be right, and it will be real. Because this time, child, you will not be left wondering, this time you will not be left waiting, this time you will know, and the knowing will set you free. You are stepping into a new dawn, where the past no longer holds power over your future. Every step you take now, is guided by divine light, illuminated by the love that has never left you. Even in the moments when doubt creeps in, remember this, you are never walking alone. Archangel Michael stands beside you, a warrior of light, defending your spirit against every shadow that tries to linger. His sword is not just for battle, but for cutting away the chains of fear and confusion that once bound your heart. The journey you've been on has been arduous, but it was necessary. It stripped away the illusions, the false hopes, and the heartaches that no longer serve your highest good. And as you rise from those ashes, you will find that your heart is not just healed, but stronger, wiser, and more radiant than ever before. This transformation is the key to unlocking the blessing that has been waiting for you all along, the blessing of true love, but not just any love, a love that mirrors the divine within you. Now the time for waiting is almost over, the universe is aligning, the pieces are coming together, and the winds of change are howling in your favor. You will begin to see signs that are unmistakable. A call at an unexpected time, a message filled with honesty, a gesture so small yet so full of meaning. These are the gentle ripples, before the wave, that will carry your destiny forward. Do not rush to grasp it prematurely, let it flow naturally, like the river that knows exactly where it needs to go. You must be ready, not just to receive love, but to embody it fully. Love that is pure, demands your whole self, no masks, no compromises, no shadows left behind. This season is calling you to step into your truth boldly, to love fearlessly, and to hold boundaries firmly. You are no longer the person who allowed love to be a question mark. You are the answer, the light, the peace, that others have sought in you, even when you couldn't see it for yourself. This is the sacred exchange, you give love authentically, and you receive love abundantly. And in this exchange, healing takes place, not only in your heart, but in the hearts of those around you. The person you love will be confronted with their own reflection, and it will be clear what must change, for the love you share to flourish. This moment will require courage from both of you, a courage that is rooted not in fear, but in faith. Faith that love is stronger than past mistakes, deeper than old wounds, and more powerful than separation. Remember, grace is your shield. If their return is marked by sincerity, by openness, and by a willingness to grow, embrace it. Celebrate the miracle of two souls, choosing to walk forward together, not because they have to, but because they want to. But if their return carries hesitation, excuses, or the weight of unresolved pain, then release them. Release them with love, but release them firmly. Protect your heart, as you would protect a sacred flame. Your peace is not negotiable, and your worth is not contingent on someone else's readiness. The divine timeline is unfolding perfectly, even if it feels slow or uncertain. Every delay has a purpose, every moment of waiting has been crafting you into the person who will not just survive love, but thrive in it. You are being prepared for a love that is an extension of the divine, a love that reflects your soul's highest calling. The trials you've faced are not setbacks, they are the refining fire that makes you shine brighter. So hold on to hope, child, let hope be the anchor in your storm. Hope is not wishful thinking, it is a deep knowing, planted by God Himself. It is the assurance that no matter what happens, your story will have a glorious ending. This hope will carry you through days of doubt, and nights of loneliness. It will remind you that even when you can't see the way forward, the path is already illuminated for you. As you prepare to receive what is coming, also prepare to give back. Love is a dance, a sacred rhythm between two souls. Your healing will inspire theirs, and their healing will inspire yours. This mutual growth will create a bond stronger than ever before, one that is unbreakable, because it is founded on truth and grace. And now take a moment to feel the presence of Archangel Michael, right beside you. Feel the strength of his wings, wrapped around your spirit, shielding you from harm, and lifting you higher. Know that every step you take is blessed, every decision you make is guided, and every breath you draw is a prayer answered. You are moving from a place of brokenness to wholeness, from silence to song, from waiting to fulfillment. The road ahead may still have challenges, but you will meet them with the wisdom and courage that only comes from walking through fire. Your light will draw the right people into your life, the ones who see you, honor you, and walk beside you in truth. The love you have been longing for is not just a dream, it is a promise. Let your heart be open, and your spirit ready. The miracle is on its way, and with it, a new chapter of your life will begin, one filled with peace, joy, and the kind of love that transforms everything it touches. Now rest in this truth: you are cherished beyond measure, you are held by a power greater than any earthly force. You are destined for love that heals, restores, and completes. And as you continue to move forward, remember that you carry within you the light of the divine, shining brightly, guiding your every step. Go forward with confidence, with hope, and with the unwavering knowledge that you are exactly where you need to be. This is your moment, this is your story, and it is unfolding perfectly, under the watchful eye of heaven. Amen.